Hi, my name is Virginia Nuckols, and today we'll be talking about the struggles of living with mental illness. I will be focusing on eating disorders and the common kinds of eating disorders that you may have, and how individually they each can impact your daily life, and then how overall they can impact your daily life. I have some notes over here I'll be referencing. So, what is an eating disorder? An eating disorder is basically a biologically influenced medical illness, and it usually leads to disturbances in one's eating patterns. Many people who do struggle with an eating disorder will be very concerned about their health, weight, their appearance from time to time. It does not need to be consistent. It can be, they don't have to go to the gym. They don't have to be obsessed with like a certain type of diet or any certain kind of eating pattern. It really can vary, which is why it can be very hard to deal with. People who tend to be very fixated or obsessed with weight loss, their body weight or shape, or controlling their food intake, if you notice that someone is like this, it is more likely that they may have an eating disorder. Eating disorders are not always a choice. A lot of the time, while yes, it can be, I would like to look a certain way, I'm going to eat like this, I'm going to exercise like this, it can also be a control thing. You want to be able to control something in your life, and a lot of the times, if you feel like you really do have no control in your life, how much you eat, how much you work out is something that you can control completely. These disorders can affect a person's physical and mental health, and in some cases they can be life-threatening. However, with treatment, recovery is absolutely possible. It's not something that you necessarily have to deal with forever. So I will start off with talking about anorexia. So anorexia is like extremely restricted eating and usually intensive or excessive exercise. A lot of the times it is a obsession with being very thin. And the issue with this, many issues with this, but one of the big ones that can affect you living your life every day is not being able to fuel your body properly. Your body will not want to function. It'll be hard to get up in the morning. It'll be hard to have energy to do things. And a lot of the times your entire day will be centered around this one thought of not eating. When can I work out? What should I eat today? Stuff like that. And there's a very fine line of it being compulsive, very excessive, very controlled, or just like healthy. I'm not going to eat fast food a lot. Like there's a very fine line to walk. And it can very much damage your body physically. You can become very sick. It can lead to thinning of bones, anemia, muscle wasting and weakness, brittle hair, dry nails, dry and yellowish skin, growth of fine hair all over the body. A lot of the times this can be a body's reaction to trying to maintain body heat, constipation, low blood pressure, and all of these. I mean, living with this every day is very taxing. It takes a lot out of a person, and a lot of the times with this will come depressive disorders, anxiety disorders, and so on. Along with that, we also do have bulimia, which from the research that I have done is less impactful in the sense of a lot of the times you are still able to eat certain things, so it is a lot less restrictive in eating. However, it is like you eat and immediately you think, how can I get this out of my body? And that can be very just time consuming in the sense of you're not able to just eat and go do things. You have to eat, you have to purge, and then you can continue on with your day. This can also make you feel very sick. You can have chronically inflamed sore throat, swollen salivary glands, tooth enamel and decay, a lot of bad acid reflux and gastrointestinal problems can come with this, and those can be permanent, whereas you may recover, you may no longer do that. You still could have digestive issues, and that is very, very difficult to just live with, because a lot of the times from that, you will only be able to eat certain things. We have 2 more. So the next one I will discuss is binge eating. Now, this often does also come with a depressive disorder, an anxiety disorder. It could be trying not to eat all day and then coming home at night, being exhausted, eating a lot of food in a very short amount of time, which is not very healthy, obviously. And then you want to eat even when you're not hungry. And this is not good. It can cause for rapid weight gain, and especially since you are not eating and then eating a lot, your body can act out of a trauma response and try to hold in all of that nutrients, all of those fats, and it can still cause you to gain weight. Even if you're not eating a lot, you're eating a lot in a very short amount of time. Lastly is the avoidant restrictive food intake disorder, and I really have seen that this is very common, and a lot of people don't recognize it as a eating disorder. This is also one of those where it is all you think about all day. It's very time consuming. You can't really get much else done if you're thinking about this. It is very much like very dramatic restrictions of food you can eat. Or being like, I can only eat 1,000 calories today. And then when you reach 1,000 calories, being like, I'm done, I can't eat anymore. And then planning out what you can eat the next day. So you could still even eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but maintain under those calories. And it's not in the sense of dieting, it is in the sense of control. And once again, it's very repetitive thoughts. It is very common with obsessive compulsive disorder to deal with all of these. But I feel that in the grand scheme of things, dealing with an eating disorder of any kind very much affects your daily life, because a lot of the times it consumes all your thoughts. You can be doing anything and you can be thinking about what you can eat next, when you can work out, what can you purge easily, what can you eat to stay under a certain amount of calories, what do you want to eat tonight because you haven't eaten all day. It just becomes very overpowering, very mind consuming, and I feel is very difficult to live with, and is something that is very impressive, and I admire the ability to overcome. And I feel like it is definitely one of those things where if you do get help, you can absolutely live with it. And that is all I have to say. Thank you.